I'm Frederick Lauren, and I've rented the house on Haunted Hill tonight so that my wife can give a party. A haunted house party. She's so amusing. There'll be food and drink and ghosts, and perhaps even a few murders. You're all invited.
Well, hello, everyone. It's that time again. It is my Halloween After Halloween show, which I do when the Halloween show doesn't go over very well. So I'm doing another one. I did say last night there was going to be a part 2, and tonight's it, because let's face it, Saturday, it's still going on. I know people having like Halloween parties and whatnot tonight. So I figured, I can still kind of do a little bit more. It was late started last night. Hey, hello, everyone. Wow, I got Matt on. How you doing, Matt? And I got Frank coming up there. How you guys doing? So yes, I am doing another little one tonight just for fun, because I talked a little bit last night about the new Affinity program, and I thought maybe I'd use it a little bit tonight. I kind of touched on it a bit last night, and I talked a bit about something that I wanted to do and wasn't able to do this year. I might try and do next year, but I figured, we'll give this kind of another go here tonight. I had thought actually too that the ball game was every other night, and that the next Jays game was going to be tomorrow night. No, it's apparently tonight. So what can you do? And let me just sort of bring this up so I can see comments coming up here. Can you see me? Am I visible on screen? It's showing that apparently I'm not. Oh, no, I guess I am. Okay. All right, there we go. I have a little bit of an issue there. I kind of like to keep the stream going here on my phone so that I can see, I can kind of see any comments come up, because there is a bit of a delay. And so there we go. I'm all set. How you guys doing, by the way? So it's Halloween After Halloween. Hello Beans, yeah. So Hello Beans, what that was, many years ago, going back about 10 years ago or so, or a little more, I made a little Facebook banner one year for Halloween, and I just sort of did a play on the words, and I took kind of a bean shape, just that sort of bent oval bean shape, right? And I did kind of the whole Universal Monsters set. And they were just little sketches that I put up for fun, but some people kind of commented on it, thought it was really cute. So I thought, okay, so for the next year, they were just little ink sketches. I thought I'm gonna expand on this, and I redid the whole set. I did each one. There's 8 of them all together, and I made like a whole kind of full funny set of these things. full color. The whole went out completely on it. And I actually thought about doing stickers, which eventually I did. I made stickers of them about 3 years ago, and I've lost the pack in the process of the move. So they weren't available this year, unfortunately. But I did, when I redid the drawings, I did full backgrounds on them as well. So each one has its own setting. And as I said, I made a whole sticker set just of the heads. But I do have it on one of my little break videos. So I'll show that in a little bit. I really wish I could have had them available this year. And if I find them or I get new sets made up, I'll have them for next year for sure. I'm actually thinking next year taking the week of Halloween off. I didn't realize I cut myself. Oh my goodness. Spooky. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take all of like this week. I forget which day Halloween falls on next year. If it keeps, does it keep going forward in the week or backward? If you take a date and then the following year, as long as it's not a leap year, it either moves one day forward or one day backwards. And I think Halloween, since it's on a Friday this year, I think next year it's on a Thursday. I want to say it's a Thursday. I'm not too sure, but either way, I'm going to just take the whole week off and try and keep the whole month of October pretty clear. Like, I'm not going to take it off completely off work, but make absolutely sure that my hours are reduced and I can put time into it. And I need to start plans probably in August, I think. I'm starting to learn, like, I should be getting things ready for Christmas now. But yeah, I should, I really should kind of take better note of timing for these things. Anyways, that being said, is anyone still here? I'm showing a 0. Did you guys hop on, say hello, and then leave? Is that what you guys did? Look at this. Frank? Matt? All right. Anyways, do you know too, I had Surfshark VPN and I found it had expired today. I was a little disappointed in that. And I didn't, I got to update my, so when I did the show last night, it was taken down because I had a little clip of, well, there was 2 of them. And one of them got flagged. They both had Benny Hill in it. One of them was a little bit longer than the other. And then one of them I got dinged for it. It's not a strike. It was just, it's a, what do you call it? I forget the name of it, but it's not a strike. It's just a copyright claim. But they did make the whole thing unavailable. And so I clicked on something that says they remove it and they cut it out and then they put it back up. So it's that little segment's been edited out. There's one in another ad, though, for some reason didn't get picked up. The introduction music said it was a copyright claim, and it's not. That piece of music in the introduction is supposed to be for what do you call it? For general use. And I did put in credit, and I forgot to put it on this description. But after this live stream, I'll put it in the description. Yeah, I see there's got one viewer, which is myself, and no one's here. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Fine. All right, so I talked a bit last night about Affinity, and I didn't kind of know what I was going to do for the show, and then Affinity dropped their updates, and I talked a bit about that yesterday. The fact that now everyone knows that Affinity is now completely free. They took the 3 programs that made up Affinity, the Affinity Suite, and they amalgamated them into one program, which is very nice. It's free to download now. If you look it up, you can download the whole thing. So I was going through it. I think there's a couple of tiny, small bugs in it, but nothing major. And I'm hoping it continues to knock Adobe on its ass because I don't like Adobe. Adobe pissed everybody off there last year, and they seem to, but they're still, I don't know, they're still considered a, what do you call it, not a community standard, it's it's still a business standard. I think a lot of general users dropped off the bandwagon. They lost a lot of like the general people that aren't really do it for professional or business use, semi-professional maybe. I mean, there's still Photoshop courses you can take in college and university, which I think is a bad idea. I think it should just be digital courses where you learn to use different programs. Industry standard, that's the word I was looking for. But it's not that any, like, there's other programs that can do just, I know it's had more time to develop a lot more things, but when you go and you piss off your user base, there's other options we will hop to. In fact, most people who use comics, who make comic books, who make their own comic strips, comic books, whether they're independent or business, tend to use Clip Studio now, and there's reasons for that. They have an incredible program for laying out comic book pages that is unbeatable right now. Like, just one day I'll go through it, and I've done that on my live streams before, and one day I'll put it up again. So, but I've kind of lost my viewership here, so I don't know what. I guess this was bad timing because the ball game was tonight, and I thought it was tomorrow. I don't know. I'm not going to do another Halloween show tomorrow, so. Did that just? Oh no, I don't have it on screen. So that is that. I could bring up. Oh, I'll show you actually what I plan to do. If you can give me a moment here, I'm going to start sharing my monitor, and I can put it on screen, and we'll open up the new Affinity program in just a moment. You know, something I had planned to do this year and I had completely forgotten about it was I wanted to recreate something from my youth. In the 70s, I remember as a little kid in the 70s, Halloween being a big deal. You'd go neighborhood to neighborhood with bags of candy. You'd dump it off at home, and then you'd go get more. And boy, just about every house had candy. It was great. And I would just keep going and keep going. But I was not one of those people that would just delve into it that night until I had a stomachache. I was actually quite the opposite. I didn't want to eat everything up. I wanted to see how long I could make it last. And also because it was so much, there were certain candy bars and candies I knew my mom liked, and I gave them to her too. So both my mom and dad, I ended up giving some to because there was so much. And so I made it last, like, it was like January, and I would still have it in January and February. And my mom would be like, "We still have Halloween candy." Stuff you brought home. So yeah, I tried to make it last forever. That's when I had that. But anyways, we decorated the house. We decorated for everything, and yeah, we never, like, we had a pumpkin in the window, but we never bought real ones. My mom didn't like having real pumpkins because it was too messy and it was too awkward. And she'd rather get like the big plastic ones with the light in it. And I thought that was really cool. I thought the one we had was really nice. It was a lot of fun. So, but I remember one year we bought this door hanger. It was a 6-foot Frankenstein. It was just a cutout. It wasn't like a 3D thing. It was just this flat cutout with different joints in the hands and wrists, and it was so that it could be posable, and it was a side view. The head turned a little bit. I'll show you in just a moment. And I love that thing. My mom thought it was adorable. We put it up every year until that thing was falling apart. I think even after my mom passed, my dad had it for a couple of more years until it was just no good anymore. And I don't know whatever happened to it. And I thought, man, if I could find one of those again online, there's got to be somewhere. I'll look for one. There was nothing. There was one on eBay, and it was way too expensive. It was in kind of beat up shape. Shipping was expensive. I was scared of it getting damaged in shipping, but it already just looked in pretty bad shape. But that was the only one I could find, was one on eBay. And I thought, well, wait a minute. I'm an artist. Why don't I just get some pictures of this and redraw it from scratch? I can recut out the pieces, because it's all divided into pieces that are less than 2 feet. I can get some Bristol board, cut it out, color it, paint it, do whatever I need to, or I can do it digitally online, get the pieces printed out. I thought, why don't I do that? And so I went online and tried to find pictures of this darn thing. Nothing. It was like this thing never existed. Even when I put in like retro Halloween door hangers, Frankenstein, I found others. other ones that were from the 70s, as far back as the 60s. This one in particular, it's like it disappeared off the face of the earth. I actually had to go back to eBay, find that one on eBay because it was only 2 pictures, and they weren't very good. But it was all I had. It was all I could find. So I'm gonna bring it up and I'll show it to you. I should have started this earlier. I really wanted to make this thing this year, and I just ran out. I completely forgot about it when I finally realized that I had no time left. So let's kind of bring up the monitor here. You know what? Give me just one moment because I'm in the wrong screen at the moment. Hold on, I'm going to switch this really, really quick. Window entire screen share. Okay, so this thing here. So this is it. This was the door hanger. This was again the picture that was off of. This was the picture that somebody had on eBay. I think it's sold or he took it down, where it's gone now. But I managed to save the 2 images. So whoever you are out there, if you happen to find this, yeah, appreciate it. I'm stealing your pictures. I apologize, but there's none left. So it's pretty simplistic looking. And actually, one thing I wanted to find out. This gets really pixelated, but this fabric that's for the shirt, and I think even for the pants, there's a texture to it. And I think somebody, or sorry, I think when they created this thing, whoever the factory or company that made it, used an actual photograph of fabric and then somehow repeated it kind of and used it to make the fabric texture on this. So, which I thought was actually kind of cool. Considering this thing was made in the 70s, that was actually kind of pretty cool. The face is painted. I have a better picture of it somewhere. And give me a moment, I'll see if I can find it. There's another one kind of folded up, door project. Here we go. And I showed this last night. I'm going to show it again. This one's, although it's cropped a bit, you can see the fabric texture a little bit better. And so I don't know if I'll be able to create this. I think if I was to make this online in a program, I could probably duplicate this fabric. And see, the shirt's a bit different. I could probably create it online. But if I was to paint the thing physically, because you can look at the face up close, it's obviously been painted. Right, you can see with the hands, it's been painted and then printed. So I'm not sure whether to go with it making, whether I'm going to go ahead with this and make it by hand with traditional materials, or if I'm going to actually kind of create it online and then print up the different pieces. So either way, though, we'll figure something out. But that's it. I'd kind of like to do this for next year, and I will probably start in September, late September, early October, because I have a lot of plans for Halloween's show next year, and start planning it a little bit better if I'm able to. But that's it. You guys left, and Frank asked about the Hello Beans, and I explained it, but I think I lost him. So I was going to actually play the little ad that I made for it, and I'm going to bring this up, but he is gone at the moment. What I might do, though, is because I have affinity, I might try and redraw this face. How I would go about maybe trying to redraw and recolor the face on this, and it's actually fairly nicely done. Like whoever the artist was did a really good job on this. As they've in creating it, I think they hired a cartoonist or an artist they've still got the other one. I took it down here 1 second. I think there is a little bit of a delay on here. I apologize. So they've colored it in something like either gouache, I think it's oil, it's gouache or acrylic. I'm not sure, but you can see the paint brushes, right? There's not really any inking. I might even actually trace it off. I'll be cheating, I'll be tracing, but I'll do it in Affinity because I'm going to test out Affinity tonight. The new Affinity program. Fun for the whole family. Affinity, by the way, Affinity is free. It was bought by, Affinity used to cost money. I bought 2 of the 3 programs because I didn't need Publisher, but I bought Affinity Photo and Affinity Designer for the desktop, and then I bought the cheaper versions for the iPad. So I got them on sale because if you wait at certain points of the year, like on Black Friday, that kind of thing, you can get them, the programs cheaper, and I didn't pay as much for them, but now the whole thing is free and they've all been amalgamated, as I said. They're bought by Canva. Canva you pay a subscription for, and that was our fear at first, is that we might end up paying a subscription fee for Affinity. We were ready to drop it. So then they announced that Affinity is free, and the only thing that's missing is, I shouldn't say missing. Sorry, let me back that up a bit. If you have a Canva subscription and you download Affinity, you will have access to its AI capabilities, all the AI features. And you know how I feel about AI. I'm not even going to go there tonight. So I don't care about that aspect of it, and I'm not paying a subscription to Canva. I have no need for Canva. I don't think it's. I like some of the video editing features it has. Like it's got some nice video editing features if you do. Like say if you're making like a YouTube intro or something like that. There's like a nice music selection. They've got these little graphics that you can do for like and I've used a couple of those on here before. But otherwise, I don't have any. I don't even know how to use the majority of the program, so I don't care that much about it really. So I didn't need it, and I don't care about the AI tools, and so I just have the free version of Affinity. That's it, and it's actually pretty incredible. It actually is something else. So I'll open that up in a bit. I'm going to close off these Frankenstein images here, and I'm going to open up Affinity. Has a new logo, which is this bendy letter A. And whoops, I'm actually out of breath talking here. So here, 1 second. All right. So this is it, and you can see when you open it, you get a selection here. There's portrait or landscape selection. You can choose your what size you want to work with. Presets. No, I don't want that one. Sorry. I usually like working with the 16 by 9 standard, which is this here, the 1920 by 1080p. I usually like choosing that one because it's a nice general image to work with. I can get rid of that other one. And also, if you've used Affinity, you know that each one has personas. So say like Affinity Designer, which I used a lot, it would have vector persona and then a pixel persona. So you could choose whichever you needed to, whatever you want to deal with. Here, they've kind of done the same thing, but because it's 3 programs amalgamated, they put this up. They call them studios now, whichever you want to work in. So there's vector, there's pixel, there's your layout, and that's your publisher, Affinity Publisher, which is, you can see all this changes, retouching like color and that kind of thing. So there's that, and there's color grading. There is AI tools, which I've switched off. You can change what you want to show on this list right here with these 3 dots. There's all your options. So I just turn them, the only ones I have turned off. Oh, it's got slice. Let me turn on slice. I don't know if that's an added feature or not, but we'll find out. I'm not sure what that is. We'll find out. I think that's more to do with if you're doing photography. If you're in photography, all your photography detail, I think that's where you have retouching, because it's your Lightroom aspect of this, which has a lot of options. Is it quite Adobe? Is it quite what Adobe has? No, probably not. There's probably missing things. It might be, they probably have to do some workarounds, longer ways of doing something. That's fine, because I don't like Adobe. So what are these again? Vector view mode. They get to be in vector first. And this is pixel view mode. All right. I don't know what changes for that, but anyways. So it's all kind of set up. But my apologies here. I could do a little bit of drawing, but at the moment, I think I have 1 viewer and people left, so I don't know what happened, but I'm kind of. I don't know if the game's on. Again, I could continue this after the game, or maybe I should wait, because I know a lot of people will be watching the ball game tonight. I thought that was going to be tomorrow night. I didn't realize that was tonight. But I need to start. I think I'm gonna start laxing on the lives, because I don't have a lot of viewers, and I think I'm gonna go back to just sort of making pre-recorded videos. So yeah, we'll see what we can do there. Hello there, Buckeye Zach. How you doing? Yeah, we're cheering on the Jays tonight. So I got a couple of people popping in. So we will see what we can do here. I'll grab my pen, make sure this is turned on. Yeah, go Jays. Let's see if they can do it tonight. We were all kind of saddened last night about that game. So we'll see what they can do. See what they can do tonight. What is that? Zach, is that you have to forgive me, my memory's bad. Is that you from the Star Trek page? I'm not sure if that's the same Zach. I am going to do a couple of screen caps here. I'm going to do a couple of screenshots. Oh, it is you. Okay. Good. How you been doing? I hope they win it tonight. We kind of need that. We really do kind of need that win tonight. So yeah, I don't know what happened. I had some people pop in here when I first started my stream tonight, and now they've everyone's kind of vanished. So this is 1991. The Jays, the last time the Jays won the World Series, they had that back-to-back streak. They had 92 and 93, and I remember those. I was actually in downtown Toronto for the 93 win when that happened. That was a crazy night downtown. We walked up Yonge Street and up around downtown. It was just a huge party, packed with people, like you wouldn't believe. All right, so I'm going to add a couple of pixel layers because I'm going to do something here. I'm going to cheat a little bit and I'm going to trace. But I'm using the new version of Affinity. I don't know where you came in, but Affinity is now free. It used to be a paid program. It was bought by Canva about a year ago, and they just announced yesterday that it is completely free. So I did a little bit of a review last night, and we're going to I'm going to draw this this Frankenstein. This is something I used to have. I was telling a story earlier that we used to hang up this big cardboard Frankenstein every year at Halloween, and eventually it's just, we had it since the 70s. Tried to find if there was one online for sale somewhere, if there was somebody had one. And there was one on eBay, but I didn't buy it because it was too expensive and the shipping was too expensive. So I thought I'll just try and redraw it, right? I can do it make one from scratch. And so I tried to find some images. Other than that eBay ad, there was nothing. I went back to the eBay ad and I saved the 2 pictures from it, which is the only ones I have to work with. And but man, I scoured Google searches, or sorry, Google's images for ages, trying to see if I could find. I put in like Frankenstein retro door hanger Halloween, that kind of thing, right? Found all kinds of them that go back to the 60s, except that one that we used to have. It's like it vanished off the face of the earth. I don't know what happened to it. So I managed to save the 2 pictures off that eBay sale, and I'm gonna try and use those to try and redraw it. So, but there seems to be other people in here now showing up. It's nice to see. Can I drag and drop this in? Allow. Okay. Well, it's small and it's fuzzy, but we'll see what we can do here. And I have the other one for reference. The other one is really distorted, but I can use it as a reference. Oh, I'm getting tired. Yeah, I see 5. One of them is probably me because I keep this open on my iPhone to make sure the stream is going okay. And because there is a delay, I can see some of the comments here on my iPhone before it shows up on the streaming software that I'm using here. So I can see there's other people there. But yeah, isn't this great? I had this, like I said, this used to be a door hanger from like from 79, and do I have them up here still? And I kind of miss this thing. It was this big 6 foot Frankenstein that we hung on the door, and I tried to find this anywhere. I looked all over the place, see if I could find one. Somebody might still have one that they're selling. Like I said, there was the one on eBay I stumbled across. They were asking a little too much money for it. I knew the shipping would be expensive, and I didn't know if it would even survive the shipping. It's already in kind of rough shape. So I don't know, but so when I thought, I'll just redraw it, I tried to see if there was at least pictures online somewhere of this thing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It just gone, vanished off the face of the earth. And I it's kind of sad, really. So but I figured, hey, like I'm an artist, I'll just redraw it. And I figured also too, this would give me a chance to open up Affinity, and I can try and play around in the new version of Affinity and just to kind of experiment a bit with it. The only thing I don't like it is when you're doing coloring. It's a little hard to explain, but if you're used to doing cartooning or comic book art, anything, and you do an ink drawing and then you make another layer underneath to do the coloring, and you make the top ink layer a reference, right? This wants to reverse it. It wants to put the color over top. and it kind of, I don't know, there's workarounds to that anyways. I really don't like that aspect. I wish they would change that, but ink. All right. So Zorschnik, I want one that's a little bit on the rough side. Is this not? Oh, hold on. I gotta turn on the tablet app so my pen will respond. That's good. There we go. That's what I need. Lighten that up a bit. So it does come with a lot of nice, a standard set, a basic standard set for inking, etc. That's a little too. That's kind of nice. There we go. But and does this have a, what's the stabilizer like on this? Oh, and it has a really nice feature now too that because it has vector, you can take an ink drawing like this, and when you zoom in, it's very pixelated, right? As you can see here, it will convert this to vector, and it will smooth those lines out nice and crisp. Thing is, I kind of want them a little bit rough for this program or for this image because the original one you can tell was painted, so I kind of wanted to keep that kind of gritty look to it. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but I apologize. I've not been able to make it to the Star Trek stream. I miss you guys a lot. I'm working every Monday, and I'm not thrilled about it. And it's going to be for the next month and a half or so, I think. I'm hoping I eventually get Mondays off. It's just too high. But it's frustrating that I can't be there for that. Oh yeah, I definitely will. Once it kind of frees up, we're hiring somebody else, and once that's freed up, once I'm free again, I can start partaking again. And I'm angry that I missed the Halloween ones too. Oops, that's not what I wanted. You clean a toilet bowl and move to Canada? Yeah, I'd love to. The funny thing is, they actually need more female staff. I don't know what it is at this place. We seem to have a lot of bad luck keeping female staff on for whatever reason. They seem to be the ones who've been calling in late or quitting. the male staff has been there for ages. Since I've started, they've only hired like 2 extra male staff, but females, we've changed everybody over several times. But yeah, it's been really really frustrating. I need another. Hold on a second. I need to back this one up. Oh, I see. It overlaps it. Damn. And now it's missing a piece of that image. I need to kind of keep looking, see if somewhere somebody's got an image of this thing, but the bolt is kind of just a straight line. Sorry, this isn't terribly exciting. I'm almost scared to see what's. Well, it hasn't started yet. The ball game should just be starting, I think. So that's the shoulder over top. Okay, we're gonna kind of have to play this one by ear for the moment. About 8, yeah. So it's just coming up to 8 o'clock now. That's why I don't have very many viewers tonight. I may not stay on this route. Maybe what I might do is I'll go for a little bit and take a break for a little while, get something to eat, and then I'll come back maybe and do like a late night finisher stream after the game's over. Having trouble drawing that line tonight. It's not cooperating. I keep kind of bending it a bit. I suppose I could make use of the vector features later on, and I'll when I convert this into vector, I'll clean that up then. Because it does have that tracing feature now. That is very nice. It just, you lose a bit of the grittiness is all. But will you do some more streams this week? Okay. This week is going to be awful. I have to work every single day this week, except Wednesday, I think I have off, and then Saturday. But otherwise, I have to work every bloody day. Because one person is off because he's getting surgery. We're not even sure if he's going to come back. That's still not looking right. And then the other girl, there's another girl that's also been, let's say she's been very sick. She needed to take some time off. I might take just a short break here. I'll play one of my break videos. Somebody was asking earlier about what the hello beans were. And I don't know if you caught that part of the stream or if you came in after, but the hello beans were something that I made years ago as a bit of a joke. I made just did this little sketchy drawing for my Facebook banner, and everyone got kind of a kick out of it. So the following year I redid them all, like redrew them and put full color to them, made backgrounds. I also made stickers. A couple of years later, I made stickers, and then when I moved, I can't find the stickers I had printed up, so I couldn't have them ready for this year. But yeah, I know. We still need to hire another person, so I'm hoping. We'll see. I'm hoping we can still at least hire somebody else. We're supposed to be, but we'll see. But yeah, that is incredibly frustrating. But the stickers, though, I had made up. Sorry, I had the heads made up as stickers, but I lost them in the move, so I don't know where they are. Well, they're in storage likely, right? But oh my goodness, this thing is just fighting me tonight. So far, I'm going to take just a short little break here because I need to use the loo, and yeah, I'm using one of these stylus, and cheating a little bit up here. There is right here a little bit of a stabilizing tool. That's why when you draw, you can see there's a little bit. If I increase the length of that, it has a little string that it pulls, and you can change the length of that, and it does help to stabilize your line. So if I wiggle or whatever, see how it kind of helps keep it stable. I don't put it on too high. But that does help because I don't have the stablest of hands, so I put that on sometimes just to help stabilize that line just a little bit. But yeah, I'm just going to take a quick short break, and I'll run the little ad that I made for the Hello Beans, and I'm going to be just right back in just a moment. So don't go nowhere. Watch the funny thing I made. I am going to be right back in just a moment. If I can find it here. This should be it. All right, we'll see you in 4-year-old. I'll teach some tricks. Maybe that's what I'm going to be doing with this channel. I can kind of teach people how to draw a little bit and get around things like that. I'll explain more in just a moment. I'll be right back after. All right, there we go. That's what I had made up years and years ago. And I have a splotch on his nose. Look at that. Let me clear that up. Or was that just the pen? Yeah, okay. I think it's just because I had the pen setting there. But yeah, I can teach just about anybody to draw. Really, it's people think they can't, and it's just a change in the way you perceive things, really. And I can kind of teach just about anybody to draw. Really, it's not as mystical as you might think. I want to fix that line. Switch to this. Oh, did you? Do you still have any of those? That'd be kind of fun to see, actually. I don't need the tail on that long. Still kind of don't like that. Put a little bit of length on that. That's out a little bit far, but I can work with it. Has anybody caught the trailer for the new season of Stranger Things? That came out. And oh, you totally should. Maybe one of these nights we'll do. When I get some, I don't know, we can do that on a live stream some night too. We can have you come up and show us how you draw them. Should kind of. Let's just turn that off for now. No. I'm being a little overly fussy with this right now, but because I can change this later if I decide I'm going to paint over it or around it. Actually, I'm going to close off the lines because I want to do some coloring, and in order to color it properly, you want to make sure there's no openings in any of this. So I'm going to close those off. You can see here is where a bit of the damage was. The hair is not going to be perfect. It won't be exact. It can't be. So I wish my dad was still around. He'd get the biggest kick out of this. He'd been all excited that I made a new one. Sorry. Supposed to switch to eraser. There we go. The pen has a little button on it, which you can click it and switch to eraser, but I never use it because it doesn't like switching back. And that's always a little bit of a problem. I got to figure out what I'm going to do for Christmas too. I might be going to see a relative of mine. I might be going to visit my aunt. I can take my iPad, and I think I can still do live streams from my aunt's place. I'll have to see if I can set that up. If I had a little kind of portable monitor, I could bring my computer with me because I just use the. I have an iMac, so it's small enough that I can take it with me. But then that's also kind of why I got the iPad, was to take care of that. But we're doing live streams like this. If I could set the live stream up on the phone, who have I got here? I still have a couple of people watching, I guess. I thought Dylan would have been in here. Dylan's not here. Right, there we go. And I kind of wish I'd outlined this a little bit better. It's too heavy. The hair is going to be brown. The eyes, can I outline this any better? You have an all-in-one you can recommend? Make sure these are closed off. Oops, shit. And I kind of wish I'd done a little more with this. Oh, it's way too big, that's why. There we go. I just wanted that a little bit heavier to kind of outline the image of that. All right, well, there it kind of is. I'm just going to do some flat planes of color. The stitches, I can kind of put the stitches in on this one. I kind of want to paint them in after, though. I think I'd rather kind of just do some coloring on it, get some of the shading in, and then he's got a, whoops, he has a row of stitches here and another one kind of under the neck here. So I'm going to do the coloring because I'm going to show you, I go into layers, what my issue is with the layering and the coloring with this program, and why it's one little problem I have. They say most other programs, whether you have Photoshop or if you have whichever one you have, even Procreate, Clip Studio, all of them, you do an inking layer, and then underneath you set a color layer, but you make your ink layer a reference so that when you go to color on the color layer, it will fill in the lines of the ink. But you could, if you made the top layer of ink invisible, you could just see the color staying within the lines, right? Here they flip it. They have it so the coloring goes on top. And I'm going to show you why that is a large problem. So let's, I'm going to turn you invisible. There we go. So we have the head done. So you have your ink. I have two layers here underneath, two pixel layers, and then here underneath is the image. I'm going to call this one color. Now, when I click on the bucket, now the bucket keeps showing this one with the line through it. The line through it means it's a gradation, so I can pick two colors, and it will, when I draw a line down, it will fill an area, making a gradient from one color into another. If I click on it, click on the down menu, you see it has a fill tool. That's a fill tool, and that's a flood fill. So the flood fill is where then I just set a color. Let's say I'll go to the color thing. I'll make the color for just the hair kind of a brownish. I won't be too specific right now. All right, there's a color. So if I go straight on the ink level, I can click on that. Oh, this isn't filling the whole thing. That might mean there's like an opening somewhere. That's frustrating. There's something that's not closed up. That's really frustrating. So if I go to color, and you can see here it has current layer. Maybe that's why. Let's try it again. So ink, current layer. There it is. There's an opening there, and it's filling the neck up. I'll have to find where that is. But that's coloring straight into your ink layer, and you don't want to do that because if there's any mistakes, you can't. If you try and erase the color, you'll erase the ink lines with it. You don't want to do that. You want your coloring on a separate layer. And normally that's where you would color underneath. It's kind of like the old days of cell painting. You ink the one side and you flipped it over and you painted on the coloring on the other side of the cell, right? It's kind of like that, except you don't have to flip it in this case. So if I go layers beneath, I have it selected on ink, it tends to just still fill the whole thing. I don't know why it's not picking up. See if I pick the color, it's still just filling it in. It won't stay within the boundaries of the ink, which is unfortunate. And if you say current and below, I think it'll do both. No, it stays there. So what I do is I'll take the color. If you ever work in programs like this, name your layers so you know what you're dealing with. Otherwise, it gets utterly confusing and you mess your work up. If I put the color underneath, and I think the layers below is what it's registering. Okay, there. So the color goes on top. But here's the problem. When you zoom into this really tight, whoops. Do you see here all this little bit of white? All that white along here, it won't fill in up to the edge of the line. Now, if I try and fix that, I'll take my pen selector here, and I'll use this because it's easier. Oh goodness, even on black still. Here, let's sample it. There. No, if I do that, no. Switch it. There we go. If I try to fill that in, it's going to go right over top. You see how it's overlapping the line, and you lose your line quality, gets all buggered up. But if I go into my layers, and I'll take this color and I'll go underneath the ink. Whoops, now do you see it's filling in those little white gaps, and it's staying underneath your black ink line. That cleans that right up so much better. And if you do get a little bit of brown that comes underneath like this, you can always, whoops, click on eraser, please. You can always get your eraser and very carefully erase that. Try and keep the erasing underneath the black line. If you start coming in too much, you go into your image. So you want to find just that right sweet spot where it's underneath that black line. It is a little bit of a pain. That's why when it comes to coloring, I still like Clip Studio. Clip Studio is really, really good for this. What you can do, let's say for the neck area here, let me expand back out. So now I've got the color underneath the ink where it should be. But if I go into my selection tool, or the flood selection, let's see if it'll select just this area. No, it's gone around this. Can I lower the tolerance? Oh, it is already low. Or do I have to raise it? Doesn't seem to matter no matter what I put it on. The tolerance doesn't seem to matter. What I can do is go to the ink level. I'll just use this. I might just tighten that black line up a little bit. So there is a tiny bit of an opening. Boy, it is not. No, that should do it. But it seems it wants to select everything under there. Oh, there we go. And I just got that area. Now, whatever color I pick here for the face. Sorry, it took me a few minutes to do that. We'll do kind of, he has a really light pink. It's almost a peach pink kind of color, but it is painted. We'll go back to the flood tool, the fill tool. That's kind of not the color I wanted, actually, but it does look a little grayish. Let's get a little more color in there. There we go. Now, this, what I'm going to do is we're going to go back to our selection tool to make this easier. And it should select everywhere in the face inside the black lines, right? This is what you kind of have to do for this program if you want to do this properly. There we go, much nicer. And the mouth is just a very dark color. But you can see it's kind of taking shape now. And then from here, I would maybe use some painting tools to start coloring in some of the shadow. But I apologize if you had an all-in-one. I forget what I was talking about at the moment. What were you referring to again? I'm so sorry. I forget what you're talking about. I looked at that and went, wait, what was he talking about? Some of the tight areas I can just come in and paint with the brush. Like on this one, I'm going to select like a really almost black red. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, we're on the ink layer. Yeah, I think Windows kind of did the all-in-one thing with that. I really love my iPad, and I really love using Procreate on it. And one of these days, I'm going to figure out how to hook it up so I can do Procreate on here for a live stream. But I really, really like and Procreate right now is only on the iPad, which is unfortunate. I don't know if one day they'll ever have it for other like Samsung or something else, but it is kind of unfortunate that that's. So this is just a black. Right. I don't know what happened up here. Did I hit this by mistake? See if I can fix that. At some point in there, I must have hit that. All right. How long have I been going for? An hour and 13 minutes. I know we have two people watching. Is anyone still kind of watching the game at the same time? I'm almost scared to see if anyone's scored yet. It's still kind of early in the game, so it's still 0, it looks like. Oh, it's still into the first inning. Okay. All right. So I don't know. I'm considering top of the second. Oh, okay. All right. It showed the bottom of the first, but it's probably just hasn't got caught up yet. All right. So I see it looks like it's still 0. So I'm wondering if I should keep going with this or maybe continue. Maybe I can restart a little bit later on. Hi, Dylan. Dylan shows up. How you doing, Dylan? I was just thinking about you. I had a couple of people pop on here and say hi and then disappeared. And I've got Zach kind of keeping me company here. I was thinking of taking a short break and then coming back a little bit later on after the game. If you're around tonight, I might do that because I won't be doing anything else after. But it'll give me a chance to kind of get a little bit of food. I haven't missed the game. The game's still. Oh, that thing still does that. Game is still going. I've been on here for about an hour. I just kind of recapped what I did yesterday, and I don't know if you guys can hear that. I just recapped a lot of what I talked about yesterday, and I've been drawing the Frankenstein, the door hanger that I want to redo for next year. But it's given me a chance to test out this program. So um, yeah, granted, I'm trying to remake the one that was the door hanger that I had back in the 70s, and so the only image I had, I've been tracing off the face and I'm redoing it from scratch. So I cheated a little bit, and then I traced it, but I wanted to kind of be as exact as possible. I don't know if I'll end up reprinting what I've got or what. We'll find out, but it'll be something that I'll definitely do for next year's Halloween show when it comes next year to do that. But so yeah, this is the new Affinity program. Are you trying it out? But yeah, I think what I might do is I'll get a little bit of food. I might even walk up the street and get something, just because I haven't been out the last couple of days, and it'll give me some fresh air and get me a bit of exercise, even though it's getting cold out. But yeah, if you're looking for like yeah, it's yeah, completely free. um the only other artist program that is free, I can't think of the name of it now. Krita is the other one that's free, but I think between the two, Krita is more of an artist program. This one's good for photography, that kind of thing, drawing, all that. So this one's more versatile. Also has publishing capabilities as well, publisher capabilities. For artists, I'd say if you're really looking into doing comics and whatnot, go with Clip Studio, even though it costs a little bit. It's not terribly expensive, but I would recommend going with Clip Studio. Whatever you do, avoid GIMP like the plague. I can't believe that thing still exists. That is the worst program in existence. It's laughable in the artist community. How did I wind up with like 6 viewers now? That is amazing. I'm about to stop, and then all these people show up. But yeah, Photoshop, I just will not. They pissed everybody off. I don't like Adobe anymore. The only Adobe product that I have is Adobe Fresco for the iPad, because it's mostly free. Like, it's free. You can use the basic program for free, and then the expanded program I think is $10 a year. And I get it every January, but I haven't done much with it, so I might not renew it right away. But if you want like to add like the extra pens and the extra tools that come with it, and to add extra tools, etc., you need to pay for that one. But it's actually really, really good. It's still missing a couple of things I think it really needs, but it's still a really good program for the for your mobile device. And I think it's compatible with it's on iPad, and I think also compatible with Samsung and all your other tablets. Medibang Paint apparently is a good one, but I don't know what that costs. But yeah, for free, when you want 100% free, I think this is going to be the go-to program for sure. So, but yeah, it's not, this program, Affinity, is not ready for the iPad yet. It will be soon, but they have wanted to get the desktop version out quickly first. And I think the Kittle, I've heard of Kittle. Oh, you mentioned Kittle the other night. I'll have to have a look and see what that is. And effects. But yeah, I only know I have 3 viewers, but for everyone else, if you don't mind, I'm going to stop for a little bit. I will kind of end it for now. And I will start up, we'll see, we'll wait till the game's completely over, as long as it doesn't go into like extended overtime. As long as it doesn't do that, I'll wait till wait till the game's over, and then we'll start up again after. But I'll save this guy. Actually, let's see. Save. I'll call it the Frankenstein hanger. It's in my documents. There we go. All right, we'll call it there just for now. And if you guys are around, please come back. Please come back in a couple hours. I might even message you guys, let you know when I'm coming back on, because I'd like to get a little bit of an audience later on. And I'll replay my intro again. Since I worked so hard on that damn intro, I'm going to play it for a third time. So we'll see you guys all very, very soon then. See you later. Watch this when it's over. All right, cheers.